What? And oh boy, Camron reveals if he and Mariah Carey belonged together back in the day.
And I'm your girl Neffie, and I'm here to have fun.
Welcome to Side Dish.
I gotta get the short hair in that photo. I don't know.
Yes, I haven't wore that shirt since I took that picture. That's another story for another day. What's up, y'all? We here at Side Dish with more than just an appetizer. We're a trapetizer.
Oh.
And we trap you in with all that pop culture, that fun. You came for a bite, but you stay for the whole meal. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And joining us tonight is an OG when it comes to black families on TV, because there was the Cosbys and it was them. She's also an author and an actress, and she back in the game, y'all. One more time for Neffie, a.k.a. Neffie.
Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Thank y'all for having me. I'm so excited to be here.
It is so good to see you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. I really, really, really appreciate you guys inviting me on here because I'm like, what? It is time.
Yes.
I mean, like, what was the first year that you first popped on TV, if my memory serves? Because everything is in a time vacuum. Because I remember seeing y'all reality show on BET.
Yes.
So this is 2011?
No. Okay. So I want to say 2009, 2010.
Okay.
You know, we got into the group of things with Keyshia Cole, The Way It Is, and then we hopped right on into Frankie and Neffie, and from there it's just been like, what? And I've done so many things within being on television, and it has trained me and taught me a lot within this industry.
Yeah. Okay.
I will say that I've learned a lot. But I did take a break.
Sometimes you got to.
Yes, I did. I took a break, and I got to know me. Got to know more, with my children and my grandchildren, and it's just amazing to understand who you are as a person.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that so much.
I took that vacation, but I'm back better than ever.
Okay. Well,
It's important. It's important to check in with yourself.
It is.
You know?
It is, because if you don't, then it kind of, to be honest, your mental will go somewhere else. Mm-hmm. And for me, mentally, I needed to get that refreshness. I needed to educate myself. I needed to understand who I am and why God put me in this position so that I can be the best that I can be out here to my peers, to the public, and to what people are supporting. And that was very important to me.
Indeed. Well, amazing. I'm glad that you are game face ready. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Come back
recharged and ready to go.
Yes, I'm like, I am here.
Well, let's have a little fun, shall we?
Yeah. Okay. So it's time for a little bit of Feed Me, guys. There was a time long ago where people used something to call starch to get their clothing just right. Right? They used to spray a little starch on. Well, check out the reaction from this family after finding a pair of starched jeans in their granddad's closet.
Wow.
Oh, yes.
What? It look like a tablecloth.
No, those are beyond stars.
What he doing with them?
Yeah, he got to be from Houston.
No, them stand up on their own.
Let me see.
Oh, yeah.
Start, Daddy. Who you ask for extra start?
That's back when the crease line was important, you know?
Yeah, but that's beyond crease.
You could slice deli meat with that crease.
Like, what?
People talk
he
about
really
a paper
putting them
cut,
on,
that's a
though?
denim jean cut if you don't look out.
No, wait, he really about to put them on?
Oh.
It's just the start.
Hey, yo.
No way. No way. Yeah, they really standing up on their own.
And then when you...
Yes.
That was the chef's kiss at the
love
end
that.
when he
Yeah.
standing up.
God.
Now, if you
Very
find
nice.
a pair of starched jeans, you can pick them up. But if you find some socks that look starched, don't pick them up.
No, listen,
yeah, very different.
honestly, I understand, back in the day, I was raised by my grandmother, so, you had to have your starch, you had to have your creases, but that is, beyond creased.
How much of the can do you think he sprayed to achieve that level of starch?
All of
Yeah.
it. Yeah, all of it.
I remember it being fun. I was a kid and I didn't even really understand. I just liked the sounds and the as you were like ironing the jeans or whatever, you know?
Yeah, but then it's also the sizzle.
The
The
yeah.
sizzle when you spray it on there and you put it on the ironing board and then you know run it over there to sizzle and you got to do your collar first. You got to do your collar on your shirts. My grandmother was like collar. You got to put the creases down and then you do the pant. Yeah. So
See, I would spray so much that when I ran the iron off of it, it make them little white flakes. You know what I'm saying? That's when you know you starch the hell out of. But
You're cooking the pants.
Yeah, because like I didn't want to do it, so I was like gradually. Yeah, that's when you're using a whole lot of starch. But still, it takes more than that to achieve what my man had with the straight leg stand up on its own ghost pants.
He used the whole can.
What was that? Stay Flow that everybody used to use? I forgot the brand.
It came in the big can.
I remember some green background
Yeah.
and some yellow writing.
We'll have to look it up.
To all the starch gang, drop it in the chat so we can get
Starch gang, stand
I'm more of a steamer these days. Like when people come with the little
I'm the
handheld
big steamer guy these days. I love the steamer.
Iron Boys get no play. Now, Neffie, why don't you tell us about our first story that we have today?
The steamer, okay. The steamer, okay. The steamer, I never used the steamer.
You never used a steamer?
Neffie?
Oh, you mean like so
you put the water
with the
in
handle?
and then you just run it around.
I'm like, what steamer you talking about? Anyway.
Yeah, just don't steam your clothes while you're wearing it. I burned myself twice doing that. All right, what you got for us, Neff?
So listen, when Sheryl Lee Ralph was a guest on Forbes' Know Your Wealth panel, she talked about bouncing back from setbacks in life and shared that she was fired from this iconic show, which we all know. Take a look.
I was fired when I was 39, so I was really I was like, oh God, it's over. You know what I mean? I hit that. And
There's something about being fired.
yeah, it's good for you.
And it's real good for you.
Didn't know it at the time.
Thank you.
It hurts.
Oh my God. When they let me go from Moesha for a whole bunch of things I will not discuss. And I realized, wait a minute, first of all, I did not deserve that.
Right.
Second of all, it's their loss.
See, I wish I had thought that way, because that's the way you should think.
Absolutely.
Listen to her. Don't listen to me. I cried, and I wore it on my forehead for like a year. It was ridiculous, and that's something I tell women, like, don't wear it. Move on like the guys do, or quite frankly, like Sheryl. It's someone else's fault. It's their loss.
Absolutely.
Wow, you learn something new every day. I didn't know she was fired.
I had no idea.
Was she absent from the last season of Moesha?
To be honest with you, I thought the whole, like, the show was, like, canceled. Like, completely. Like, I didn't know that she got fired or, because that's the show with Brandy, right?
Yeah.
Like, I just thought the whole show, like, the show was over, like, it was canceled. So I had no idea that she was fired.
Also, there had to be some contention there because the way that she laid that story out for a whole bunch of things that I'm not going to talk about. Like, it sounds like it was kind of a contentious thing, however it went down. You know?
Yeah, and in the world of Sheryl Lee Ralph, she could never do any wrong. I've been watching this woman since she was on It's a Living. Which is a classic show that came out like in the 80s. And yo, man, I love to see that she's having a new life in this Abbott Elementary.
Well, she's absolutely glowing, and she's done so much in the television world. Like, I love her. I love everything that she has done. And sometimes, and we may not know this, sometimes it's okay to be let go of certain things so that God can elevate you where he needs you to be. So that means that her journey was over there so that she can flourish where she really needs to flourish. And that's the way I look at it.
Yeah.
Are we getting into the pulpit?
I know, right?
Because you just delivered a word. You just delivered a strong word just now. Like, yo,
I'm just saying, you know, sometimes it's time to say, okay, and move on. And then you look up, and what was she holding? What was that statue?
I think it was the
that's
Emmy.
right, yeah.
Okay, well then let me go then. Let me go so I can get my flowers.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. All right. And she's been fine her whole life.
Yeah, she
I
does
love
not
that.
age. That
I
woman
love
looks
that.
great.
I love
Jamaica.
that.
All right, moving on. Alec Baldwin's wife, Hilaria Baldwin, she's gotten a lot of hell recently for her accent. She found a new term for it, guys. You might, we've all heard of code switching, but Hilaria Baldwin just found out about it. Check out her explaining why she does it to her oldest daughter's friend.
Growing up in a way where you have multiple cultural influences on you, means that you're never going to be able to fit in. You can try, you can chameleon. You know, people who code switch were very good at chameleoning in. And we're like, okay, I'm going to be a little bit, and you're not even thinking about it. It's just normal. It's just natural. They say that it's like communication, like people who, if you ever talk to like a really old person who cannot hear, and you have to like, you notice, you're like, I'm going to emphasize, I'm going to speak slower, and you're not even really thinking about it. You just start to do it. It just happens. You know what it's called? Code switching.
Actually?
Code switching, No, it's like a real thing.
Did not know that.
I know, I had to learn about it because the whole world was like mean to me, and so I had to learn it. It's code switching.
What's a term for me being embarrassed because of this, and I'm watching her do it?
Well, this is when you get to trade it to the Latinos.
Oh.
Yeah, because, you know, she claims them.
That's
this is one
right.
of the times we'd be like, nah, she's not with us.
She's other.
Yeah, she's other.
Other what?
Other cousin.
So, you know, she identifies as a Latino. That's why her name is not
But that's not. That's not code switching.
She's from New Jersey originally. Yes.
Yeah.
Right.
I was hoping they showed the friend that she code switched for, and I was hoping that friend was black.
You know it
Yeah,
is. You know it is.
What? I don't understand. What kind of code are we switching?
So
language.
Say like, you know, if you talk,
pants, top, bottom.
No, she's switching up how she talks and how she identifies based on who's in the room. That's what like code switching.
No, that's multiple personalities.
You know how like sometimes Drake is Jamaican?
Oh, that's multiple personalities.
Yeah. That could be a thing. Yeah.
It could also be that.
I feel like Alex shot the wrong person.
Like, ooh, oh.
I mean,
I also like how just for the record's sake, where she's like, you know, when you're talking to an older person and you have to raise your voice and overpronounce, that is not code switching that's just you're just talking to someone who's hard of hearing.
Yeah. No,
you're just like, come on, Grandpa.
There's no such thing as code switching. That's like with my children and my grandchildren. It's a time to turn it on and turn it off. That's all you're doing. That's not code switching. You're just stepping into what you need to step in at the time that you need to step into it. Multiple personalities. What's wrong with that?
I think people classify differently.
Yeah, I think sometimes the code switching idea, a lot of times, unfortunately, is. I think a lot of times it is people who look like me trying to sound like they have a different cultural background. A lot of times is like a way to conceptualize code switching.
Yeah.
Okay, well then that just means she's delusional.
Sure. Yeah, that's definitely true.
I code switch every time I'm pulled over. Hey, excuse me, officer. I don't understand what's going on. Was I speaking?
Yeah, but that's a good time to do that.
That's what that is.
That's a time and a place for everything. That's a good time to do that. But just
I beg your pardon,
on a regular basis, it's delusion.
All right, man. Switching gears, man. Camron wants everyone to know that despite the rumors, he and Mariah Carey are just friends. Or are they? Now, back in 2002, Cam and MC did a song together, but check out what he had to say about their relationship on his YouTube talk show, Talk with Flea.
But yeah, she's a good friend, helped me gain more exposure on the record I had, and we hung out a lot for a couple years.
He smashed. Sorry.
Yeah, because a lot of people thought that, you know, y'all was together or whatever, then some people didn't know, and then you was going back and forth with Nick Cannon, people started to think like, well, maybe they was together, so I wanted you to clear that up for the people that did it.
We was never together.
But you smashed, though. You smashed.
Never a couple.
You definitely
like that,
hit that. You did.
And Nick Cannon, we was having fun on Instagram. Nick Cannon in school. But you know, together, everybody has their definitions of what together and certain things.
Now
we was never together.
You know, people call it different things.
Was we good friends? Yes.
Friends. So, friends get Dipset chains without the brains. Females rap.
What we doing? What we doing?
The only girls
Like,
I
what we
seen
doing?
get
Where
Dipset
we
chains
going
is
with
one
this?
that's giving out the brains. I know that face, bro. Say what you gotta say,
I didn't
bro.
say that.
It's a long
I did
time.
not.
He was trying to
I
bait
didn't
him.
say that.
Yeah, he was trying to bait
I
that.
didn't say
Trying
that.
to entrap
that.
Yeah, trying to get that.
I said we.
That soundbite.
Huh? Oh, she got a few Dipset chains. She got some chains. She definitely got a couple. She got different size chains and all that.
Oh yeah.
Okay. I'm
She
sure.
definitely got a couple of chains.
All right. What was the telltale that made you feel like he definitely hit that?
Just when he opened up his mouth.
Yeah?
That was instant. Like, yeah, when he opened up. Listen, let me tell you something. There's a way to tell and not tell.
Right.
There's a way to tell a story, and you got to read the fine print, honey. I'm reading the fine print. He definitely got them cheeks.
For me, it was when he's like, we hung out a lot for several years.
Yeah,
It's like,
And then the way he said, yeah, she got multiple Dipset chains.
I'm sure she does.
Some liquid ones.
That mouth work, ain't it?
Yeah.
Yo, listen, I mean,
Her
like,
throat, she sing really good. Her
she
throat
really
work.
does. Like,
She
I
always
tell
has.
you, yeah, like, I mean, and like, if she was single at the time, would you not shoot your shot if you was in Cam's position? Because
of course you would.
I mean, you guys are men. Like, we're talking about Mariah Carey here.
Yo.
Come on now. Do the math.
You are putting on your A++ game if you're in the room with a single Mariah Carey.
And then she likes people with personalities, clearly, because, you know, like, I mean, look at the people she's dated historically.
Yeah.
She like us.
Yeah.
She do.
It seems like every other one has been us. You know what I'm saying? Because like, it was Tommy Mottola, then it was Nick.
I said she like us.
Yeah,
There's the Eminem.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dropped a whole song about him, you know?
Yeah, why you so obsessed with me?
I'm not gonna do this with you.
Yo, that's what we do, though. This is what it is.
Look here. It's a place for shenanigans and tomfoolery.
Yeah. Wait until later on in the show. It just gets worse. All right, moving on. T-Pain is showing off his new body thanks to another Temu haul. For those who don't know, T-Pain's like the king of Temu on YouTube, and he does these hauls, and he reveals the products. Well, now he's got a new set of instant abs. He shared this video with the caption, "I told y'all Temu was going to get me back in the streets. Feels like it's the 70s out here, and I was born in the 80s. Damn." Take a look. That shirt. Oh.
Well, totally. I'm not surprised with T-Pain and all. I'm not surprised. Like, he's hilariously talented.
That's pretty good. That's pretty hilarious.
Yes. Again, he's hilariously talented. Like, you can't go wrong with T-Pain as a artist, a performer. I mean, his talent overall. Like, I really love the. He's transitioned into a real guy.
He's in his bag. He's definitely in his bag in this space. Yo, because the funny thing is, like, whenever T-Pain would come around, like when he was promoting projects, this is who he is.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's how he's been, though. And I guess you know, right now it's okay to be this way. It's okay to be who you are as a person, as an artist, because I believe back in the day, you really had to like sugarcoat a lot of things. Like to me, you had to be on edge, but you know, we stepped the game up when it came to being who you are. So I appreciate that right there.
Like now he's getting paid just to be himself.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He's not releasing, that's him live streaming and live gaming and all that stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I ordered a product before.
On Temu?
I mean, you know, I ordered a product before. You know, I was trying to, you know, get my body together. I wasn't trying to do like the BBLs and all that stuff, but you know, I was trying to do a little enhancement, and it worked out for me. I put my little cream on and did my little squats and everything, and I got a little something. All right. You know, I'm just saying.
You know, similar to the African-American colored Band-Aids, they do need to sell that shirt in other hues.
Oh,
you know what I'm
I'm
saying?
sure they
Just
do.
everybody can represent.
Oh, I don't know where you was going with that. But
You know, because it took a while for us to get Band-Aids that was our color. You know, and I've been an advocate for that for a long time. And like, and now like, we don't gotta walk around look like we hurt.
Yeah.
We can just blend in.
You all right? You hanging in tight? Doing good?
I love this. This is awesome.
We like this to be people's therapy. There's a lot of people who check in.
Yeah.
This is everyone's couch. Everyone can just like lay here.
Listen,
like,
I say this is energy. I love this.
We love it for you. Well, listen, we're going to give you more energy. And after the break, this celeb newlywed revealed that they have 62 pets.
Oh.
We got that crazy story in 2 minutes.
That's gonna be.
Hey, besties.
What is a bestie?
I like you.
She's fun.
It's about to be a good time.
She's always looking out for you.
Since you're my bestie, I will handle it for you.
She makes you think.
Here to uplift and empower.
She's always encouraging.
You are that girl.
Chelsea Edwards, your bestie in daytime.
Like it's a spiritual moment.
Chatting with Chelsea. New episodes weekdays at 5:30 or stream anytime on Fox Soul.
I wonder if you know that I want the best for you. But how long will you fight solo? I wonder if you know that we can get help not wondering anymore. Love, your mind.
Hey, it's your girl, Carolina Sanchez, and The Nightcap is the late-night show where no topic is off limits. Join me as we dive into the wild world of relationships, sex, and everything in between. From hilarious dating disasters to steamy secrets, you know we've got it all. We've got celebrity guests, expert advice, and a cocktail in hand. The Nightcap is your guilty pleasure. So grab your drink and tune in because the best stories start after dark.
The Nightcap. New episodes weeknights at 11 or stream anytime on Fox Soul.
As we work to get through these times together, you may not be thinking about blood donation, but blood is needed to save the lives of people who are sick with a range of illnesses. It's easy and safe to give. If you are in good health, please donate. We need heroes now. Visit redcrossblood.org to schedule an appointment.
Welcome back. Now, for everybody who just got to class late, we're hanging out with the one and only Neffie, and you have a book out, and can you tell us about it and where everybody can pick it up?
Yes, I do. I'm so excited. My Happiness is My Sanity. You can find it on Amazon. You can actually find it on every platform where they buy books. And this chapter in my life, you know, I'm closing this chapter in my life. I have been divorced for over 9 years now. Wow. And I'm excited to go into, you know, being happy and healed. You know, dealing with like domestic violence, which a lot of people think that domestic violence is always a physical thing. It could be spiritual, it could be emotional, it could be verbal, you know, it could be, you know, emotional. And so with My Happiness, My Sanity, I decided to grab the bull by the horns and say, you know what, girl, you got this. So I had to take my power back as a person, as a woman, as a boss, as a mother, a grandmother of 4. And, you know, it's just time for me to step into my authority and what God gave me to do. And so he put me in position to use my voice, you know, not only to be happy and healed, but to let people know that you too can do that too. So once you make your happiness your sanity, baby, you step into the light, Carol Ann.
Come on, Carol Ann.
Step into the light, Carol Ann. Turn the light bulb on. And so I'm excited to just like share my journey and share this testimony. And sometimes people think that when you're going through things, I went through homelessness, I went through struggle, you know, I went through this with my family, with my children, even with my dog. My dog was even a part of it. Like, you know, I went through that journey and I walked through that valley, but there is a light on the you know, on the other end. And so I decided, you know what? After 20 years, it's still okay to share your testimony because you do not know. You don't know who's going through it. So I truly encourage you guys, go get this book on all platforms where you can buy this book. My Happiness is My Sanity. You do not want to miss this testimony because, baby, after I close this chapter in my life, which I'm doing right now, I'm happy and healed. A woman is happy and healed. Do you see the glow? Do you see the glow? Yes.
We love it. We love it.
Go get it.
Grab that, please. Did you do an audiobook too? Because you know sometimes.
Yeah. I have. It's audio. You can get it on Kindle, Barnes and Nobles, Amazon, Arthur House. I mean, Google, baby, it's everywhere. Go get it. You do not want to miss this testimony. I promise you, you will be like, oh, I wasn't by myself. And see, if I can do it and God can pull me out and put me in position, what's wrong with you?
Right.
Share it.
Yeah.
Go get it. I'm telling y'all don't want to miss this. Go get that testimony. My happiness is my sanity.
Love that. You want to tell us about Millie Bobby Brown? I heard you're a fan, yeah?
Well, okay. Millie Bobby Brown stopped by BBC Radio, revealed the crazy amount of animals she currently has.
Oh, I knew it.
Take a look at this.
So I have 25 farm animals, and then I have 23 foster dogs, and then I have 10 dogs in my house that are my personal dogs and 4 cats.
This is amazing.
I have a Rottweiler, a Golden Retriever, a Great Dane, and then I have you know, I have an 18-year-old blind dachshund called Rigby who was left on the side of the road. I took him thinking he's not got long left.
Yeah. What's the accent?
He's blind, can't find his way through the. Well, this dog is jumping on my couch now. It's found a new lease of life. Jake said, "You thought this was going to, you know, be gone in 3 months." God no. Rigby is on a year and he's thriving.
Oh, good for Rigby.
I mean, killing it. Knows the house. I feel like he's becoming unblind. He starts to look around and he knows where the food is and the bedroom is. And he's getting really good. So I used to call him rigor mortis because I really thought he was on his way out. He is nowhere close to death. Let me tell you.
She must have a big space, right? She's got to have a big house.
That's a lot. 25?
Yeah, that was the farm.
Who's cleaning up the poop though? Who's taking them out on the walk? Who's preparing the meals?
She just got married to the Bon Jovi young man, John Bon Jovi's son. Yeah. So like, there's a team there at least.
Oh, they wealthy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think they've got a farm. She's got that Stranger Things money. He's got that, whoa, we're halfway there. You got inheritance coming.
Got that prayer inheritance.
that prayer inheritance. Yeah.
That's just a lot of animals.
25 though? I wonder.
Because you know sometimes when people have like one dog, you know, everything they have smells like that dog.
Oh,
yeah. So like,
depending on what kind of big dog.
How does the
Oh, I don't care how big the house is. Once
How
you
does
got
it
10 dogs
smell?
inside, that's too many dogs inside the house.
And then a horse.
A what?
She said she had a horse, I believe. But
that can't be inside the house.
And they poop smelled, you know.
No, Rigby was the
got
little
weight to it.
dog. Rigby was the little dog she just picked up that was blind.
Oh, okay.
Yo, my cousin had a dog. Coco was the dog's name. And Coco was blind for a real long time. And then she took him to a different vet. And the vet was like, you know, I can fix that eye. And she was like, what? And so they gave Coco a surgery. And then Coco could see again.
Can people go?
I think I don't know.
So that is a thing.
You can't, that was how it was for this dog.
You could get unblind.
You could unblind it.
What is Stevie Wonder doing?
I don't think I think it's different.
You think that would change his music?
Well, you know, there's theories.
Yeah, because I think I saw somebody, like, he waved at somebody who blew a kiss at him.
I think he grabbed a microphone one time.
Yeah.
I am not gonna.
And,
like it was falling over and he grabbed it.
Arlene said, Shaq said that he could see, our producer.
Okay, so how do y'all think the house smells?
Yo, there's no way.
What was that?
You know at the end of Thriller when Vincent Price was talking about the funk of 40,000 years?
Yeah, like, what in the world?
That was a plethora of animals.
They gotta have a solid cleaning team. They gotta have a solid cleaning team.
That's bigger than Molly Maids?
Gotta be. Cause what? 25 plus a horse?
She low-key got like her own arc.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't know if she got 2 of every kind of animal, but because most of these dogs, she said she had like 10 strays.
Yeah, lots of dogs.
Yeah.
I think.
And then you gotta take them to the vet.
Yeah. They probably got the vet coming to them when they have so many.
Do you ever think you should probably be like, yeah, we'll pay for the shots for these 18 dogs, but the last 2,
The other 2?
They ain't getting it.
Does that include cats or just dogs?
Oh, I hope not. I hope.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, cats and dogs.
So this is like a mini pettings.
It could be whatever she wants it to be.
Yeah.
And for her to say all those things while wearing cheetah print.
Yeah, that's
You know what?
You know, she's got a big heart. She's got a big heart. Big heart, plenty of time on her hands. Why not?
Well, she look good doing it. She look good doing it. I mean, the wealth is wealth. I mean,
It ain't tricking if you got it, they say.
True.
To all our side dishians in the chat, let us know who has the most animals out of y'all. And you also can qualify people's animals too. Moving on, a 41-year-old Japanese man is making money by doing nothing.
Oh.
Now, Shoji Miyamoto earns around $80K per year by renting himself out to do nothing.
Oh,
he
baller.
charges between $65 and $195 per session and has done over 4,000 sessions in 4 years. People hire him for various reasons, for sharing a meal, or attending important life events, or just helping somebody combat loneliness.
Japan?
He might travel if he has the right passport, you know. It might have been easier before our current
Do you want to
president.
rent him?
I don't.
You trying to rent a Japanese man?
No. I'm just trying to figure out, like, when you say absolutely nothing, you mean he has to travel? He has to learn the what are we doing? Like, what are we doing?
Okay, well, he does have some boundaries in place, Neffie. He sets clear ones, refusing requests involving labor, long-distance travel, or anything inappropriate. So I think that leaves tutoring wide open.
He's not.
Companionship. Companionship?
He's just like here for you to hang out for the evening, so you're not lonely. But he's not. He's not like.
He's not a sex model.
How old is he?
I don't know.
It's hard to tell.
Young man.
Asian, you know.
41.
41. Yeah.
It's hard to tell.
Sometimes. Yeah. Oh yeah. We led with that. He was 41 years old. But yo, just imagine, man, like, because he's not even engaging really with this woman.
He's on his phone. They're both on their phone at dinner.
That's what a date looks like these
days. But 65 to 195 and 4,000 sessions, about $80K a year just to kick it?
Okay, so are we not having conversation? Are we having conversation? Are we not? Like, are we picking the food? Who's paying the bill?
I think it would, like,
who's
if you were doing
the plane tickets? Who's, like, what kind of interaction are we talking about? Or, again, is this an international thing? Like, are we doing multicultural? Like, can people book him in Oakland, California?
Well, I think the long distance travel was part of his
This
boundaries.
feels like local Tokyo scenario. You know what I'm saying?
That's why I'm like, are you getting on a plane and going to, Oakland, Atlanta?
Now, that would be a whole movie right there, but it sounds like he's just kicking it for the older folks.
His
his
province
city
of Tokyo.
Yeah.
Maybe you can go to him if you want to, and maybe all those Sudoku puzzles that may be giving you trouble, he could probably help you
Because
whip those up.
there are some elderly folks who just want somebody around sometimes just to talk to them.
Yeah. I mean, that's absolutely nothing, I guess.
I would do that job. I mean, to do nothing. Like,
just show up and hang out?
Just show up and hang out. But the problem is with Americans, we always push the boundaries. Like, you show up to do nothing, and next thing you know, you're like, hey, where are my pants?
Yeah. That happens all the time.
Now I'm gonna need to go outside or something.
When's the last time you really felt like you've been outside? Because let me tell you, Neffie, look at me. Neffie, look, everything is happening. Everything is happening outside, everything. Like the craziest things you could think of, Neffie, is happening right now. Somebody's doing that. What's the craziest thing you could think of? You don't even gotta say it out loud. It's happening.
Maybe make the motions with your hands.
Everything.
It's all going down.
Okay.
Yeah. all the things and all of the places and all the combinations.
Sometimes dressed as your favorite TV characters growing up.
Speaking of all the things in your favorite TV characters, that's actually alley-oop there. Boy Meets World actress Maitland Ward. Maitland Ward, star of Boy Meets World back in the day. She's revealed that she feels more respected and empowered now as a porn star than she did as an actress. She even expressed how now in Hollywood, she gets more respect. Even her friends and family were cool with her transition, and Maitland was shocked. Do you guys think that times have changed so much that porn actresses are fully respected and not being judged, or does it still carry a stigma?
I mean, her work shows that she can be a team player.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
When she chooses.
You know what?
Yeah.
I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna say this.
Okay.
We all are porn stars every day behind closed doors. I mean, when you laying down with your mate and you doing what you do, whether you are, what are you? You are a porn star because, see, baby, when I'm with my
All right. Okay. All right.
When I'm with my,
Here we go. Yeah.
You know who you are. When I'm with my, and so we all do that, married, single, whether they want to call it a porn star or not, we do that on the regular. So, I'm just saying.
That is true.
Think about it.
There is a very negative stigma on people who do that type of work in front of camera. And the crazy thing is a lot of famous celebrities who actually got their work in the softcore field. I think Sylvester Stallone was one of them.
Stallone showed up in softcore,
Wasn't Helen Mirren in Caligula?
Maybe.
There's a couple famous people that was in that. It was a wild movie. They couldn't even show it all the way in theaters.
Yeah.
I mean, but okay. So when these people are respectfully, they're filming and they're doing love scenes and sex scenes. I mean, what is that?
I mean, hard work.
Yeah, that's sex work in front of a camera. It's not prostitution if there's a camera there, evidently.
That's crazy how that works.
Isn't that funny how that works?
How does that work? Because they're still getting paid.
Well, exactly, but camera makes it art.
Yeah.
Oh.
That is weird, where the fine line between prostitution and hey, you're just doing a job. Is it the fact that I picked you up in my car that makes it
I think it's a camera or an audience. You know what I'm saying? A camera.
Oh, maybe a release form.
A release form in NDA.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anybody in law enforcement, can you please verify that so we're leading people to a straight,
I'm
narrow
a little
path?
confused.
In the chats, tell us what your NDA would say. What are the things that we're not disclosing before we go back to your place?
Well, cool. Well, I hope Maitland Ward finds her way in Hollywood, because, it's a rough business.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, to where if you feel like Hollywood is so rough that you'd rather get roughed up, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like on camera, like in different ways.
Some people are built differently. Some people are built differently. They aren't necessarily as like tuned in on one person. They're much more sexually open, and if they're like, hey, I could exchange cash for this and be totally fine. That's
It sounds like an excuse.
I'm not going to yuck their yum.
It just sounds
an
like
excuse for what?
It just sounds like an excuse to do what you naturally do on a regular day.
And get paid for it.
And get paid for it.
And get paid for it. I mean, okay, so you get a girl, you take her out, and this, that, and the third, and she give you her goods, and you give her services. You buy her some boots, a purse, and like, what's the difference?
What is the difference? That's an excellent
all of the
question.
Oakland just emerged in you right now. You went home for a second.
What is the difference? I'm just trying to figure out, like, what's the difference? Like, is it because it's publicized? Or is it because you got a contract?
I think it's because others can see it.
Yeah, it's for other people, and I think it's like the blatant exchange.
Okay. Wait. We got to run a break. Y'all can argue amongst yourselves. Yeah. When does it go from being prostitution to, work or labor of love? I don't know. But when we come back after the break, Turkey might be on the verge of running out of olive oil. Ooh. We'll be back to explain that in 2 minutes.
Well, on Fox Face Off, we tell the raw, unadulterated truth.
Fox Soul Face Off.
We are given the platform here with no fear.
Always comes out swinging.
We should be saying, hey, stop shooting and killing people.
Nothing held back.
They wanted black hip-hop moguls and artists to continue the feud.
No punches pulled.
And neighborhoods come up. You interrupt me all the time.
Tune into the show where opinions collide. Fox Soul Face Off. New episodes weeknights at 9 or stream anytime on Fox Soul.
I'm Isaiah Carey, here to shake things up with the stories that hit hard and matter most. Here on The Factor, we cover news with grit and authenticity. We challenge the status quo and get down to real talk and bold discussions. Join us as we amplify the voices that disrupt, inspire, and lead the charge for change. Your story is power, and we're here to unleash it.
The Isaiah Factor Uncensored. New episodes weeknights at 10 or stream anytime on Fox Soul.
As we work to get through these times together, you may not be thinking about blood donation, but blood is needed to save the lives of people who are sick with a range of illnesses. It's easy and safe to give. If you are in good health, please donate. We need heroes now. Visit redcrossblood.org to schedule an appointment.
What do you think you're doing, Kevin?
I was just gonna drive home.
There are several warning signs present that you shouldn't be driving.
Like hearing voices?
Like your text-to-emoji ratio?
Oh man, the selfies.
Selfie, nailed it. We all have warning signs that let us know that we're probably not okay to drive. Mine is pretending to be your subconscious.
Craig, come on man, let's put a ride home.
Welcome back. You guys have been lighting us up with our adult industry questions here in the chat. We're going to get to that. Okay, well, have you ever wondered what the oldest sporting competition in the world is?
I thought it was like jousting or something, no?
Jousting feels way up there. Believe it or not, it's actually oil wrestling in Turkey, which makes a lot of sense. So the sport's been held annually since 1346, and the objective is to get your opponent belly face up. Belly face up. And to do this, players often stick their hands down each other's pants.
What the hell?
Okay, just watch the video. Here we go.
This is one of the world's oldest sports, Turkish oil wrestling. Because contestants are obviously covered in oil, they often reach down each other's pants to get a stronger grip on their opponent.
Wait. So are they all in nothing? Are they all enough to...
Everything.
We might now understand why...
This is one of the world's oldest sports, Turkish oil wrestling.
That man's pouring oil all over his back.
Obviously covered in oil. They often reach down each other's pants to get a stronger grip on their opponent.
So what's the Like, how do you win?
You got to pin a person, just like regular wrestling,
You got to get them belly up, you know.
You know what?
Like a little good belly up.
What is it, March? Yeah. Diddy's trial starts May 5th, right?
What?
I bet you his defense is going to say, all of those bottles of baby oil was for the wrestling matches that they were having.
So basically, they was already doing it before they said that Diddy was doing it.
Right. He learned from the Turks.
I got it.
Anyway, we're gonna run to the comments for the next couple of minutes just to see what y'all are talking about in there. But we couldn't pass up a couple on this post. One person said someone definitely got caught doing this with someone and said it was a game. And we're on the same page. Another person said Diddy's favorite sport.
Hilarious.
That's just wild and a violent waste of that expensive oil.
Yeah, dude. Okay, so I do, Neffie, what you don't know about me is I do jujitsu, and so I do wrestling. I wrestle men a lot of mornings, and it's in a big thing like the karate outfit.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, I wrestle. Come get some. I'm not scared to say, like, I wrestle big, strong men, Neffie, in the morning.
Before the sun comes out.
Sometimes, it's dark outside. We're on mats, sweating on each other. But I don't know that I could oil myself up. Wear some Daisy Dukes.
Nah, I wouldn't do it.
Worry about someone going for the miner's dig.
Yo, the way my man just was so comfortable reaching behind my man's dungarees.
It's the pouring it in the front for me, and then pouring it in the, and then
that's a different kind of wrestling.
You grab back here, and then it's like you're rolling them like in. Yeah.
There's a reason why, like, God wiped out certain communities early in the game. Like, Sodom and Gomorrah,
do you think, hold up. This has been going on since 1346. Somewhere out there is like, I come from a long line. I don't know how Turkish people sound. I come from a long line of oil wrestlers. My grandfather was champion butt grabber. He was smash.
Not smash.
Yeah. I don't know. That's what they do. I don't know.
I think there's a reason why we don't hear much about the 1340s.
Yeah, the 1340s. Yeah. This whole sport started in a lie. They're like, no, we were just wrestling. Do you want to wrestle? The three of us can wrestle. And now it's a whole sport.
So basically, that's normal. So is that a sports thing? Because I do see in the sports world, they slap them on the
good game.
Oh, a little good game.
Yeah, that's normal.
Yeah,
this is a different kind of good game there when you.
Good game, bad touch.
Yeah. These are my no-no squares.
Don't touch.
Okay, moving on. Ronnie St. Albin out of Florida is just trying to help people discover the ease of home ownership.
Okay.
Oh my gosh, guys, I saw this video. I love it so much. I don't think he knew what he was getting into when he posted this video.
I haven't even met you yet, and I'm gonna pay your closing costs. I'm talking competitive interest rates, quality bills,
it gets better,
and amazing warranties. The details are in the caption.
Okay, you ready, Neffie? We're gonna run to the comments.
Now, Ori Style LA says, I gallop to the comments quicker than the creature of Greek mythology this man is built like.
Ad Kavan says that belt is made of vibranium.
It is holding on for dear life.
Yeah.
And Villa Romo 7 says, if you could close that zipper, you could close my mortgage agreement.
John T. Ferris Jr., JT, whatever, said, if a can of biscuits was a person, man. I did read one comment that said that if that man farted, it was coming out of his collar.
Y'all know. Listen, in this day and age, right, everything sells. You just got to package it the proper way. That's what he did. He just packaged himself the proper way, and he's selling homes now.
I don't know if packaged the right way. Like, his intestines are tucked in.
Yeah, but guess what? According to how this world is going right now today, anything goes, and it's paying the bills.
My man, those are the skinniest skinny jeans I've ever seen in my life.
The belt is belting.
It really is.
Yeah.
All right, man. Researchers from the dating app Finding the One surveyed 2,000 Brits to find out the names of the 3 hottest people they have ever known in real life, including people they have dated, worked with, or friends with. Now, for women, men with names beginning with D or T Okay, Tanner. For men, it was women with names starting with M and J. They were found more attractive. Now, the least sexy men's names were ones that started with a K and a G. Sorry, Gary. So sorry to any Kevins out there as well. And for the women's names, the least hot ones were the ones that started with an L or R. So that's going to be Lisa's, Lindsay's, Rachel's, and Ruby's.
Nefertilia is safe!
You're running uncontested in your lane. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, Neffie, so the hottest like men that you can think of, do you remember, like, what are the first letters of their names?
Ooh, I had a lot of lemons, so.
A lot of Kevins and Garys?
Right now, the hottest I could think of is C. Cody, man. You know who you are.
You have a flashback every time you think of it.
See, the dating world is different. After being married for so long, like I was with my ex-husband for 13 years. Wow. So being, divorced, but like the date I got back out here and was like, what?
Yeah.
So at this point in my life, nobody is safe.
What was the weirdest difference that you noticed, like, once you got back out there in the streets?
Everybody like everybody. Everybody like everybody.
The way you said it the same way twice, I believe you.
Everybody likes everybody.
Now, when you say everybody likes everybody, like everybody is from the streets, or everybody's like, hey, I don't care. Man, woman, female, half female, X-Man,
We're mixing it up.
It's all in the pot. Everybody like everybody. It's a gumbo.
Oh, it's a gumbo.
Yes.
We'll come back. We'll get Mo with that gumbo here. We're going to take a quick break and we'll be back with more Side Dish in 2 minutes.
I'm Isaiah Carey, here to shake things up with the stories that hit hard and matter most. Here on The Factor, we cover news with grit and authenticity. We challenge the status quo and get down to real talk and bold discussions. Join us as we amplify the voices that disrupt, inspire, and lead the charge for change. Your story is power, and we're here to unleash it.
The Isaiah Factor Uncensored. New episodes weeknights at 10 or stream anytime on Fox Soul.
Hey, besties!
Why is it bestie?
I like you.
She's fun.
It's about to be a good time!
She's always looking out for you.
Since you're my bestie, I will handle it for you.
She makes you think.
Here to uplift and empower.
She's always encouraging.
You are that girl.
Chelsea Edwards, your bestie in daytime.
I get the spiritual moments.
Chatting with Chelsea. New episodes weekdays at 5:30 or stream anytime on Fox Soul.
What do you think you're doing, Kevin? Was just gonna drive home.
There are several warning signs present that you shouldn't be driving.
Like hearing voices?
Like your text-to-emoji ratio?
Oh man, the selfies.
Selfie, nailed it.
We all have warning signs that let us know that we're probably not okay to drive. Mine is pretending to be your subconscious.
Craig, come on, man, let's put a ride home.
I wonder if you know that I want the best for you. But how long will you fight solo? I wonder if you know that we can get help. Not wondering anymore. Love, your mind.
Welcome back. Okay, if you think your marriage is over, try getting a bathroom divorce first. So 66-year-old Debbie Weiner details bathroom divorcing her disgusting husband, and it's about as comical as you can imagine.
Yep, much like couples who sleep in separate rooms, beds, etc., Debbie decided it was time to get separate bathrooms.
All right.
She said as you get older, your gastrointestinal needs change, and her husband's habits didn't age well, so one toilet wasn't going to cut it. Check this out.
I wish mothers would teach their boys, aim for the toilet, not the floor in front of it.
They're practicing for a video game.
I think a bathroom divorce is best exemplified by 2 toilets 2 sinks and 2 ways to shower or bathe in the morning. We have everything separate. I have my vanity, he has his vanity. I have my toilet, he has his toilet. The pet peeve of my old bathroom was the wet, sticky floor.
You know, one of the members who uses the bathroom has a prostate and the other doesn't.
And it's anyone's guess who is who.
Yeah, okay. I get it because of the age, you know, I get it. But for me, once you marry, you're a union. So you got to figure that out. We got to come to some type of, you know, agreement. Being separate, you know, takes away the union that you guys stood in front of the altar and said, hey, I do. But granted, I do love the fact of you do need your own space. His and hers, I get it. But the separate bathroom, to me, it's like a bonding time. Like, I ain't got a problem with going in the bathroom with my, you know, what we smelling like this morning? What we smelling like?
And you're saying that? Like,
what we smelling like? Okay, well, you need to flush the toilet. Drop and flush. Drop and flush, you know? Okay, what that toothbrush look like? Is it, you good? Okay, you need some of my...
Y'all sharing toothbrushes?
No, I'm saying, you need a new toothbrush? You good? Okay, you know, like, that to me, you know, that's such a personal place.
Yeah, once the bristles go from this to this, it's time for a different brush for sure. But I don't know, Neffie, I don't know as a man that I could ever, like, it's one thing for if I'm sitting there and I'm doing my business and she's got to come in and like wash her hand, whatever it is she's got to do. But on my life, I will never let another person see me wipe. Jesus.
That's a person's most vulnerable place you could ever catch.
I'm coming in. I'm your wife.
He's up here like this, and you're just coming in. No.
Because listen, for better or for worse, okay, so when he get old and all of that, and you got to take care of him anyway, you're going to have to wipe his anyway.
But that's them.
I mean, if you going all the way till death do us part.
That's why everybody needs a bidet. I can't stress enough, bidets are incredible. They're changing lives and saving marriages out there. I was a little apprehensive at first, but listen, it'll help half the problem. You won't have to wipe as much.
I do appreciate the separate bathroom, though, because like men, we have different needs. We need to sit there and read for like 20, 30 minutes.
Oh, well, let's read.
Who you think? Throw that picture back up again, real quick. Real quick, throw that last picture back up. Who do you think is going to be happier when the other person passes?
Oh,
you know what?
I can't do that.
My man looked miserable. My man looks very miserable.
Because they got separate bathrooms.
Yeah. No, he don't. No, I think he would rather have a separate house.
No.
I feel like a lot of really old, that's just the way a lot of really old white dudes are. They're just like,
oh my God.
They're checked out, they're ready for the grave, they're waiting.
I mean, I'm just an advocate for sticking together. You know?
I like that. We like sticking together.
Sticking together.
I need my bathroom on the other side of the house because, like, my smells are going to be stronger than your smells, and I'm trying to be respectful.
Dump and flush. Dump and flush.
Neffie want a toilet facing a partner. Gonna add 2 toilets facing each other.
Dump
reach out right here. Yeah,
it's like a race.
God, that's so funny. The tension I would feel just knowing I gotta hurry.
Oh my gosh.
On your mark.
On your mark. Yes, sir. Okay, Neffie, so here in a minute, we're gonna need your help in solving a crime.
Ooh.
How are you at racial profiling?
I really don't like to do that, but let's do it.
All right, okay. When we come back, we're gonna play everybody's favorite game, Whose Cousin Is It? We'll see you in 2 minutes.
I know you're going through a lot. I wonder if you know that we can get help. Let's see how far we can go. Love, your mind.
Hey, it's your girl, Carolina Sanchez, and The Nightcap is the late-night show where no topic is off limits. Join me as we dive into the wild world of relationships, sex, and everything in between. From hilarious dating disasters to steamy secrets, you know we've got it all. We've got celebrity guests, expert advice, and a cocktail in hand. The Nightcap is your guilty pleasure. So grab your drink and tune in because the best stories start after dark.
The Nightcap. New episodes weeknights at 11 or stream anytime on Fox Soul.
Well, on Fox Face Off, we tell the raw, unadulterated truth.
Fox Soul Face Off.
We are given the platform here with no fear.
Always comes out swinging.
We should be saying, hey, stop shooting and killing people.
Nothing held back.
They wanted black hip-hop moguls and artists to continue the feud.
No punches pulled.
And shut the hell up.
You interrupt me all the time.
Tune into the show where opinions collide. Fox Soul Face Off. New episodes weeknights at 9 or stream anytime on Fox Soul.
Hey, besties!
What is a bestie?
I like you.
She's fun.
It's about to be a good time!
She's always looking out for you.
Since you're my bestie, I will handle it for you.
She makes you think.
Here to uplift and empower.
She's always encouraging.
You are that girl.
Chelsea Edwards, your bestie in daytime.
Like it's a spiritual moment.
Chatting with Chelsea. New episodes weekdays at 5:30 or stream anytime on Fox Soul.
I know you're going through a lot. I wonder if you know that we can get help. Let's see how far we can go. Love, your mind.
Welcome back. And it's time for everybody's favorite game.
Whose cousin is it?
Oh, I hope it ain't mine, but okay.
You know, just like when we watch the news, like, please don't let it be us. Please don't let it be us.
Yes, don't let it be us.
Who's it gonna be?
Everybody in the chat, if you watch this for the first time, it's all gonna make sense when we're done reading everything. So follow us now.
Just a quick. So the basic of it is we're gonna get these clues and hints to a crime, and we're gonna try to figure out: is it my cousin,
or is it
HK,
our cousin,
your cousin,
right.
or other cousin, perhaps not
international,
not represented on
like
the
that
count.
Asian fellow we talked about.
Yeah.
In the story.
Someone once referred to it as chopstick cousin. I don't know if that's acceptable or not, but.
But you know who we're talking about.
But you know whose cousin that is.
Yeah.
Okay, well let's see whose cousin this is.
Here we go.
Let's see.
Here we go. maybe they should start putting lap dances on Klarna because a man straight up said he ain't paying. So a 39-year-old man was arrested for stealing multiple lap dances at Rain Ladies and Gents Strip Club in Clearwater, Florida.
Uh-oh. Looks like some people
close.
I know. The lap dance thief allegedly enjoyed several lap dances throughout the night, but when it came time to pay up, the bill was $160, and he said he didn't have the money.
Sir, what you doing in that club? The man was charged with misdemeanor theft. This is it. This is all the hints we have. Whose cousin do we think this is?
This is definitely us.
Oh, really?
I think this is us.
Why do you think this y'all?
Well, because first of all, if we gonna pay for a lap dance, we gonna pay for a lap dance. We're not gonna pay for lap dances. So the multiple, you know. So for y'all gonna pay this right here gonna pay for lap dance, you know. But this right here said multiple. So that means us over here, we ain't finna pay for multiple unless we taking multiple people home. That's just my personal opinion.
Okay.
But this right here, y'all gonna pay for that.
So you feel like it was Tanner's cousin?
No, I feel like the one that ran up with the money.
Okay, but I'm paying $160. Because, like, I mean,
think it's us.
what clubs you go to, because, like, you remember, like, were you in Atlanta, like, in the late 90s?
No, I'm from Oakland, California.
Oh, that's what's up. So, like, in the 90s, there was a place called Gentleman's Club. First strip club I ever went to, I maybe just turned 18. Lap dances were $5. And let me tell you, those women danced like their lights were flickering at home. Like their entire life depended on it. I was willing to, like, you know, throw my whole future away. It's like, yo, I understand why Luke be rapping it, because it was the 90s. That's who was really bigging up strip clubs. So, I mean, either it was one of the situations where, like, he got 1,000 lap dances for $160, or he got, like, 4. Because, like, everything is different.
Let me present you with why it could be my people. Is because a lot of times, how many free lap dances did he get?
Who gives free lap dances?
That's what I'm getting at.
Okay.
And so.
Yeah. There is a little bit of an institutional, because the strippers around here, they would be like, you got to pay up front. But if they think you good for it, they gonna let you. It was Tanner's cousin. Tanner's cousin.
All right.
You with me on that?
I'm with you. I didn't think of it like that.
And also, Neffie, for me, it has the F word, Florida. And so many times, I feel like F word is my people.
All right, man. You know what time it is.
Ready? Move that van! Yes! Yes! I knew it! John Elver Jefferson. WAF. YS Florida.
It's the last name for me. Okay.
That was a clutch. I didn't even come to that until when I was like, how did they let him even get multiple?
Tanner, that was fantastic.
Thank you,
detective
sir.
work, bro.
Thank you.
Neffie, thank you so much for hanging out with us today.
Thank you for having me.
You were a ball of light. So much fun.
I love it. I appreciate y'all, and I look forward to coming back.
Yeah, you coming back.
This was so amazing. I got the energy, the atmosphere, and definitely you two. Y'all got it covered.
Thank you, love. Thank you so much.
Tell the people one more time where they can find your book.
Listen, you can find My Happiness is My Sanity on all platforms where you could buy a book. That's Amazon, Barnes & Nobles, that's Arthur House. You can click the link in my bio. Oh, don't forget to follow me on Instagram at The Real Neffeteria, TikTok at The Real Neffeteria, and Facebook at The Real Neffeteria. And you can click the link in my bio. And I just look forward to sharing this experience with you guys soon. But listen, let's be happy and healed. Happy and healed. Yes.
Love it for you. Love it for you, for real, man.
Thank you.
Like, subscribe, share this, and tell others that we out here, man.
Yeah.
We'll see you next time.
Thank you for having me.
Welcome back to Scrolling with Jen and V. It's your girl Jen, and this beautiful lady to my left is V.
Hey, y'all.
Hey, V. How you doing, honey?
Doing good.
We have
Ready to
another
get into some
great
videos.
episode for you all tonight.
Yes.
Okay, more comical, more funny, more entertaining. You know what we do here.
All the things crazy, wild.
That's it.
All of that.
That's it. Mm-hmm. So it's going to be a special episode because you know what? We're going to dive all the way into the comments on this episode.
Yay.
Even though it's not the comment section like we usually do,
right,
we're going to dive into comments because these videos are off the chain.
So for every single segment we're going to feature tonight, comment section is going to be a part of it. And they are so good, so juicy,